All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a little bonus section for your Christmas time because what better way to celebrate Christmas than I don't know, how about your show doing a little bonus section? And the thing about this bonus section is why not? It's an Ask James Anything because we've taken a lot of time off and but hey, James is going to keep this train rolling, so why not let me get out there a little bit and do a little Ask James Anything for the fans. Obviously, as you can see, I've got old Slick Deuceman on the screen. I got my buddy Jesse. He's the sun is maybe setting, but boy is his sun rising. So Jesse, how you been? What's new with the peeps?
Oh, good man, good. Um, it was I guess a short weekend, but a long weekend. That's what she said. Um, but no, yeah, did a family Christmas this weekend. Before Christmas, that was the only time all the family could get together. So that's what we did. Yeah, that's kind of it was just got in not too long ago. Drove out Friday night, came back today. So man, it was, one of those quick ups and downs, but now just kind of mellowing out back to normality, I guess, if that's a word. But yeah, that's what I've been up to, buddy. Just a family Christmas and yeah. What are you doing anything for Christmas there, bud?
Well, honestly, I'm more of a November person because obviously my birthday's in November. I absolutely love Thanksgiving, and I
Mhm,
kind of
mhm.
see Christmas as one of those like conceited type of holidays. Not necessarily conceited, but it's more
Oh,
about
okay.
people. What am I gonna get this year? What am I gonna get? And I think people lose sight of the fact of the gift giving instead of the gift receiving. But obviously, I say that all to say. I am doing an Ask James Anything just by myself. So yeah,
They're
that's
about
my
to receive
Christmas.
a gift.
My
They're about to
Christmas is give
receive
me
your gift,
questions.
man. Yeah, they're about to receive your gift, sir.
Heyo.
So, yeah, you know, um, yeah, here we go. Let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's
we might as well get this started. And I want to thank everybody who submitted questions. Obviously, took the time out of your day to be like, man, fuck James. Ah, fuck it, I'll ask him a question. So I appreciate the the love hate relationship I have with a lot of you. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I do appreciate each and everybody that took the time out of it, and because you're fans of the show, listen to the show, we're friends of mine. So why not be thankful this holiday season for the people around you? But that being said,
absolutely.
man, I started looking at all these questions, and I mean, I can't read them all. Like there's way too many of them. Jesse, can you read them all?
James, I can't even see the questions because I don't even have the Facebook app or anything like that.
That's
So
actually fair. Jesse's really
I
not on
think,
social media, so I had to
yeah,
call in. I guess I had to call in an assist to help me out with these questions. So,
that sounds
ladies and
perfect.
gentlemen, back for the very first and not the last time, Coach Rosie. Welcome back to the program, Coach. It
Here we go, coach. There
feels
we
good to
go.
have you under the KOC banter, my bro, or the banner. Whoa, where did you go?
There he
I'm
is.
right
There he
here.
goes.
The excitement got to me, and I hit the space bar. But being back with the Kickout crew is something that I've been looking forward to for a long time. Some great memories with everybody, the original crew. You guys had a
Heck
good
yeah.
run, and ready to kick it off again.
Hey, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be involved in the future. But you know, that being said, is it time to get this party started?
Well, yeah, I've been looking over these questions, and you definitely have some people that love you and some people that like to rib you with some of these questions. So I kind of have them broken down into categories. Do you want a question that would be easy to answer, one
I'd
that
say we
might
start.
be erotic to answer,
Oh,
one might
Lord.
be creative to answer. So pick a category. What would you like?
I want to start with a rib. Like, let's go right out the gate with some bullshit.
All right. Well, as you know, you're a Cowboys fan, and you found out tonight that you're not making the playoffs this year.
Yeah,
And
shout
your
out Philly for
father,
taking a dive. Get fucked, Brad. Go ahead.
yeah, I lost the 16 parlay because of the fucking Eagles today, so screw them.
For real.
Um,
Fuck those
you guys,
birds.
Randy, the father of this monumental creature we know as James, uh, he claims that you were a huge fan of Tony Romo, and he didn't know if that was true or not. And his question goes like this: James, son, the fruit of my loin, can you please, for once and for all, give your real thoughts on Tony Romo? Although he is a great football mind, how do you feel about his quarterback performance in Big D? Thank you, Randy, for providing that question.
Shout out Dad. Thank you.
Yeah, shout
Obviously.
out Idnar right there.
Oh yeah, Jesse knows him too, man. It's my dad's a hell of a man, that's for sure. But
Yeah,
to answer the
Randy.
say, what's up?
Oh, I was like, Randy's my guy, man. He's my buddy.
Shout out. To answer the question, it's kind of a two-part answer because number one, when he was playing, some of the times I'd be like, fucking Romo doing Romo shit again. Like he'd throw a pick, throw an incompletion. But then there were also times where he would come back and win games. That dude has a shit ton of fourth quarter comebacks. He won a game against the Niners with a punctured lung, broken rib, punctured lung. And he took them to Jesse Holly. That's the catch that he made. But he took him to overtime and they won that game. So obviously, when he was playing, it was the best of times and worst of times. But here's the thing: he never really had a defense. So I obviously he had DeMarcus Ware. So everybody's like, "How do you not have a defense?" But a lot of the defense was trash. So if he would have had the defenses that Dak has had, there would Tony Romo would have some jewelry, and I'll just leave it at that.
Hey, can I say this also?
Yeah, go for it.
Not to butt in, but Tony Romo, and everybody knows I'm a Steelers fan, diehard. But I will say this: the man literally broke his back for that team.
Couple times.
Yeah, and let that sink in a couple times.
And his choice of women was top notch at the time with Jessica Simpson. You know, he gets bonus points for that from me.
Yeah, he shouldn't have took
Mhm.
her to Mexico on the bye week though. That was a big faux pas on his part because then we lost to the shit ass Giants and Eli Manning beat the Patriots that year. That was '07.
Fuck Brady.
That's what sucks, man. Jesse hates Tom Brady so much, but Tom Brady's losses in the Super Bowl come against teams in my division. Like
Oh,
it's just
yeah,
sucks.
I will tell you this: my hate for Tom Brady is very consistent.
True.
James will tell you that, and I will shit talk that man till he's off the face of this earth. And I digress. Rosie? What's the next question you got there for James?
Well,
Sorry, I didn't want to get too out of control on
Yeah,
Tom Brady here.
yeah. Tom
yeah.
Brady triggers Jesse, so we need to
Yeah,
move on.
I was
Move
about to
on.
go off on a tangent, turtlenecks and all kinds
All
of stuff.
right, and we're moving on.
Don't make me give you a detention, Slick. I know you're out of the education business, but I'll bring you right back.
Yeah.
All right, this is a follow-up question. This is a question from Josh from Phoenix. Randy asked that last question, and Josh from Phoenix would like to know. I heard there was a story where you possibly put your father's life in danger on a transportation ride from the Chicago Cubs game back to the subway terminal. I cannot confirm or deny that, so I would like to hear about that ride direct from the horse's mouth.
Who was the operator of said vehicle that danger was supposedly taking place?
Some cab driver I heard about that you guys met on the street.
That drove, oh, I don't know, on the shoulder, even when there was a cop there, and he's like, nah, we're good. He just drove on the shoulder past everybody. That was hey, and we're there, touristy as fuck, some Southerners, touristy with their baseball bats, t-shirts and shit. And we're like, hey, get us back as quick as you can. Little did I know that meant take every single liberty that you can on said trip to the parking lot. Because that dude definitely was. Didn't he cut someone off or like go into traffic or something like that, like oncoming traffic or something?
Well,
I know
what
he
he
drove
would
on the
do is he
shoulder a
would take the
bunch.
overpasses every time and run the reds to get past the traffic.
Yeah,
And then he would
this
drive the
thing's
shoulders and run every red light. It was an experience, but I did look back at Randy and I definitely saw the love of God come out in his eyes because there was some franticness in his eyes.
I bet.
So thank you for that. What category would you like next, James?
Hmm. Well, since we went with the worst one, we might as well go with the sexy one.
All right, the sexy one. Then we're going to go to a lawyer.
Uh-oh.
One of the very best lawyers in the state of Georgia, Ryan Purvis, would like to know, James, where do babies come from? Here is a question for those that think I'm making this up.
There it
There's a
is.
question right there.
My
So,
goodness.
well, Ryan, when two people love each other, or they're under the influence of drugs, or they just happen to be like meeting up in a hallway for a quickie, or maybe there's an after party and they've just been drinking too much, or let's say, but anyway, the the cause of the love making is irrelevant. But what happens is sperm gets ejaculated into said the birth canal, as they call it. And here's the thing: you got some swimmers, and who knows which swimmer's gonna win? But by God, there's millions of them, and they're swimming, you know. And hopefully, a good one hits home. Jesse, do you have any thoughts of where do babies come from?
Uh, yeah, so there's uh yeah, fallopian tube, sperm, egg, uh baby. And there we
Give it
go.
to you
That's what
straight
it is.
here on the Kick Out Crew bonus
Yeah,
episode.
there we go, fertilized. There we go.
Bam.
Hey,
Rosie, I like
shout out.
giving.
I'm about to be a great uncle.
There you
Boom.
go.
Yeah. And you know, that caused all that to happen. So
Yeah, I think we
whatever happens, I'm not a medical expert, but I know, when you give the old 1, 2, it happens sometimes.
Which of your two cousins are expecting?
No, that'd be my nephew.
Oh,
Yeah,
all
it's
right.
my.
Then we're going to go to our next question. I want to make sure I get the correct pronunciation of this next guest's question. Now, Brad Stanton was a man who spent a lot of time putting this kick out crew together. And currently, Brad has a question. But before that, he started a new program called Three Eggs or Better. Check it out on all your podcast locations. I believe it's him. Who else is on there, James?
Brian Teremza, as you know, we used to call him said voice of God because he would never be on camera. But Bryant has found his way onto the camera, and Matt Malaconico, one of the homies, old Matt M, purple shirt guy. You've seen him at countless events. You just don't realize it is him. And Matt actually was one of the first people I contacted with the Kick Out Crew idea, and he's been a guest, and it's cool to see him dipping his toes in the water in the old podcast game, as everybody says. So, you love to see it. Fuck the Eagles. So go ahead. Love you, Brad. Fuck the Eagles. Go ahead with your question.
Yeah, welcome.
And just looking at their page, I'll give you an answer to one of your questions. I love Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, one of the OGs of Christmas. So if he wouldn't have been saved, Christmas would not be the same. But Brad would like to know, now that you have had some life-altering events in 2024 and became the manager of a commissary all the way on the other side of the United States. For those
grocery
of you
manager, but I digress.
James moved from Florida all the way to the west coast of California. And Brad would like to know what it's like watching wrestling on Pacific Standard Time, which is sometimes at 5 o'clock p.m.
I believe the question was football, wasn't it? Was watching football at 5 p.m. or something?
I thought it was wrestling, but you can answer both.
Well, technically, it's a West Coast time zone question, so I will tell you this: sometimes in this time zone, it feels like life has passed you, like things have already happened, and you're catching the second airing of it. But on some occasions, it is very cool to watch football at 5 p.m., especially when I was a CAO and I had to work at 3 a.m. and Dallas would play on the night game and I'd be up to like 12:30 watching them. That sucked. But now that it's at 5:30, hell, it's going to be over at what? 9? I'm golden with that. Like, although if I'm working, it blows ass, but Sunday nights we're closed, so I get to watch Dallas. I'm cool with that. Jesse, I know you're not a late time person, and I know that I bet you would really love football to start at 2 hours earlier than it does.
Yeah, I'm a fan of watching stuff early. Um, Also, I kind of like nowadays. I kind of like to get more day drunk than late drunk. So this goes hand in hand sometimes with me. But also I get more sleep.
Mm.
But yeah, I just get you get the 8 hours in. Sometimes 9, 12 hours you can get in right there. But yeah, that's just me right there. Uh, I like the earlier stuff.
Nice.
But, like sometimes on a Saturday, well, you don't get off till 4:30, right? On a
Yeah, and
Saturday.
that's 6:30 your time, give or take.
Yeah, so a lot of the, early in the college football season, a lot of the games have passed you by.
Hell, some of them kick off at 9 a.m. My our time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. So that part, if I had a job like that, that would suck. But some late games and stuff, be like, oh man, it's at 7:30. I don't know if I'll be able to stay up. Be like, oh well, it's just at 5:30 my time, so it's all good. Like I'll be probably going to bed about as soon as this ends.
See, Jesse's an old man.
Yeah, I'm old. You think Randy's old bones?
Boom.
Yeah, I'm about to compete with him on that deal.
Jesse being
So
Top Guy or Top Guy Rumble fucking oh, y'all are doing something? I'm going to bed.
yeah, like oh man, y'all are staying up. Wait, old bones over here. Old bones number two. So
Jesse ain't even gonna stay up for the pay-per-view. He'll be asleep.
you never know. It's hit or miss. Hit
Take
or
a
miss.
5 hour energy. You'll be good.
Right.
I mean, I don't even. No caffeine for me. No
Okay.
caffeine. I
You're
don't drink
lucky.
coffee. I don't drink Cokes. I don't drink tea. Nothing.
Well,
Caffeine.
this next question comes from a guy that truly knows soda and coffee because he works in a mini mart in Arkansas. Rob Hewitt, one of the most creative guys I know, the king of hats. He's
True.
got hats for every occasion. You want an octopus hat, a squid hat, a Joker hat, a wrestling hat. That man has it all. And he also has a brand new apartment. Congratulations, Rob, for that big step up in your life. That's really
Yeah,
cool.
that.
Little boy Rob.
Yep, but he's coming with the first real wrestling question of the night. And he asked if you can reboot any faction and use current wrestlers, which group would you reboot and who would it be in it?
Him. I thought about like the Dangerous Alliance, but I couldn't think of naming off like 8 names. Um, let's see. I guess it would kind of be a reboot of, let's say, Evolution, just because it wouldn't be a reboot of the Horseman. Well, Evolution is kind of a bad example, but I just want a four group of Hangman, Darby. you know, what would be a good reboot though?
Well, I mean, excuse me, it's your show with the asking questions,
Oh,
but
it's your
let's get
show,
towards
actually.
evolution. Wouldn't you want to have some young brass, uh, cocky guys? I'm not even saying MJF, but that new guy from AEW, the Aussie, Kyle Fletcher.
I
He's a
could
young
tell you.
wrestler.
Or
I
I
could
Will
would
tell
think
you.
he
Ospreay.
could.
I could tell you right now.
Hey,
All
take it
right,
away.
go ahead,
It's
Slick.
a new day. Yes, it is. Gyrating in pancakes.
Who would
Didn't
you
like
put?
him to begin with, but they won me over. And gyrating pancakes and the trombone. Meh,
No,
meh,
who would you
meh.
reboot? Like,
Yeah,
or
I was gonna say, listen to the question, Slick. Pay attention. Saying,
if you were
What
to
bullshit?
if you
Well,
were
what
to
is
rebook a faction, who would it be? Pretty much,
rebook?
or reboot. Like if you were to, let's
bring
say
it
you brought
back.
back the NWO, who would the three wrestlers be? Like it's that type of question.
Oh, well, that shows how much I know about wrestling. But man, I don't know. That's y'all. Go
Yeah, I
for it.
really. That's a good question by Rob. I would say if it was an NWO thing, reboot the NWO. I would say you got to have Cena in there somewhere because he's been Hulk Hogan forever. So you got to have him turn heel. But I think it's impossible now because he's on his farewell tour.
All right. Well,
How's that a faction?
your dad's got another question. Thank you, Slick. But we're gonna be moving on.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Slick it on.
I this question means a lot to me because in 2 weeks, James, Texas plays Arizona State University
Two
in
weeks.
yeah, it's New Year's Day. Texas against Arizona State.
Yeah, I know. The Texas plays the Big 12 champion. And
Right.
yeah, go ahead.
So
Ask your question before we get to the fact they're going to stomp the shit out of Arizona State.
why do you feel like being raised in Texas makes you a Longhorn fan? Remember, half your bloodline is an Okie, and he says Texas is going to lose to Arizona State.
I think you added that last part. I think there's a little creative liberties going on Rosie's part.
What'd you say, a
But
Uh-huh.
Rosieism?
yeah, but I do know my dad said, "How can I root for Texas? Because I was born there." I root for Oklahoma State too, and now it's cool to root for them because it's a different conference now. So it's awesome to root for Texas and
Well,
Oklahoma
we
State.
beat them too, Arizona State. We beat them this year. So, so why Texas over your the Red Sands of Oklahoma?
Because I was born in Texas. My dad was born in Oklahoma. So of course, it's not like yeah. That's why
Okay.
I cheer for Texas teams.
Well, then we're gonna go to Bobby, another Okie, the man
Oh, here we
who
go.
is the king of Animal Kingdom. He must have
Yeah.
thousands of zoos or whatever you
He's the Tiger
create.
King.
Yeah, he is the Tiger King back for sure. And congratulations on finally finishing your man cave room. Here's the question. What
Fine.
one event would you get rid of if given the chance? So the first one is Vince McMahon buying the WWF from his father in 1982. Black Saturday, when he took that spot on TBS and bought Georgia Championship Wrestling in 1984. JCP overspending, buying Watts' territory, or Turner merging with Time Warner in 1996.
See, the Watts thing is interesting because they did like that was a dying thing, and they decided to buy it, which doesn't really make much sense. But it has to be the Time Warner merger. Like that's got to be the biggest what if ever. Because who knows what would have happened? Obviously, corporate people started telling WCW what they can and can't do, and it unraveled the promotion right there from within.
Slick, I'm going to skip you on this one. And I'm going to throw Slick this next one from another Kick Out Crew veteran, the man who is about to be a father of his
Oh,
first kid. I believe the gender reveal came out as a son. Congratulations. Now you don't have to try as hard if you're an only child. But here is my question from the man, the myth, the legend from Northern New York. Devin Dowling. And he would like to know what Slick and James's all-time favorite Christmas movie is.
I'm gonna
Yes.
go Die Hard. That'll end the debate about that. Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
All right.
Fuck anybody that says otherwise.
I refuse to discuss that topic. Go ahead, James.
I bet you do, because I roasted your ass right there, hardcore.
I like It's a Wonderful Life. We used to always link up and watch it as a family when I was younger. And I always like, sometimes you got to be appreciative, I guess is a great word to use. Just be appreciative. And I like it. Obviously, when the bell rings and Angel gets his wings, I mean, it's iconic. But I think I like the memory more because we used to watch it all as a family.
That's good. Now, Devin goes on to ask, and this is a very interesting question. If you can go back to 1 year of time in your life for 24 hours, what year would it be and why?
Oh, man.
Relive a day.
Yeah, in a year that you thought was your best year.
Man, I've had some good days, you know.
Yeah, same. Hmm.
Like Mardi Gras were fun. Fucking being in Cancun was when I was 18. Like that was a fun, you know. We were there for a week, but there were a bunch of fun 24 hours in that journey. Fucking being in Jacksonville, going to some of these shows. There's a bunch of fun 24 hours that, these Daily's Place, get-togethers.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a pretty deep one right there. I'd have to on the spot. That's kind of a non-answerable question for me on the spot. It'd take me some time to think, which I don't want to sit here and just be like, oh,
Right. Well,
like I'll have to get back to Devin on that one. That's a good question, though. That's a good question because there's a lot that I would have to sift through. But that's a heck of a question. That's a heck of a question right there. I like it, but I it would take me probably some days to answer that one.
yeah.
Really would.
All right. Now we're going to go to Pittsburgh for this next question.
The Yinzas.
Yes, you've been to Pittsburgh, James. You had a wonderful
downtown.
One of the people you hung out with was Mike Bober.
For real, shout out Bober.
Yeah.
Here we go, Clonton.
He would like to know, how did you discover wrestling? What made you become a top guy? And your favorite match that people would not expect you to like?
Whatever made me watch wrestling. I believe obviously influenced by my dad, but I definitely remember Bleach Blonde Sting and Hulk Hogan. Like I was a big old, because I was a kid and to watch some baby faces, especially the Hulk up. There ain't nothing better than the Hulk up. I don't care what anyone says. Like that sequence of events, Hulk Hogan gets beat up, beat up, beat up, and then he just like starts to pumping them arms. I mean, you get fucking you get goosebumps thinking about hulking up. And then the point, all that. Dude, there's nothing that beats that. I definitely remember that as a kid. And they showed that replay of him slamming Andre like 1,000 times. Let's see. What made me a top guy? I'll give you the honest truth on this one. So I was listening to Tony and Conrad because that was during COVID. Couldn't go to a bar. A girl I was talking to pretty much just left me and got pregnant by some other dude. I was kind of in a rut, and I would just sit at my couch playing PlayStation or watching the pay-per-views and listening to Tony and Conrad because they would do, the watch long. Like that's 90% of his show. And I was drunk, and I was like, man, they keep talking about this Top Guy thing. I'm going to sign up. So I signed up, and my payment got declined, and I was like, that's probably for the best. I know I have the money, but it's probably for the best. And then I woke up the next day, and PayPal gave me a notification, payment processed, after he shows whatever. And I was like, well, I guess I'm a Top Guy. And then I chimed on one Eric Zoom when he was like rebooking Hog Wild or something. And I was at work, so I chimed on for like 5 minutes, and I was like, "Holy shit, that's Eric Bishop! Like that's crazy." Logged off of it, and then about a month later, I chimed in on Ask Eric Anything, and Lauren was hosting, and then everybody was giving Lauren sympathy, and I was like, "Yeah, fuck your Falcons," because they just lost to the Cowboys. So I was like, "I'm tired of hearing everybody fucking give you shit, blah blah blah." Like I came out the gate firing, and her and Carl Mandick, took a liking to me and the chat pack thing and all that, and I wanted to start my own deal. Here we are. But no,
What
that's
a
like,
great origin story.
oh
Fabulous.
yeah, becoming a top guy. I was drunk, did it, woke up the next day and like, well, fuck, here I am. Might as well get
Right.
involved, a little bit.
Well, that kind of leads to this question from south of the border, Australia.
Ben
Ben
Jones.
Jones. Ben Jones, my
Southern
cute illegitimate
Hemisphere.
child. He would like to know if AFS didn't exist, how would your life be different today?
Probably still be a store worker. I maybe would have got another job. I probably would have. I don't know. It wouldn't be. I wouldn't be where I'm at today. I'll put it that way. I think meeting a lot of you, Rosie, and like especially you and like other people and like because it gave me a support team when I didn't have one. You know what I'm saying? So and like why not try to be better and do better? Because I got these homies like they support me. Jesse, obviously you're a homie too, but I'm saying
Oh,
like with the AFS homies, like you know, like they want to actually see me succeed. It's not like farts in the air, like it's not bullshit. Like there's actually some weight to like they actually do care, like they want you to like, you know what I mean? Because we've met up. Like I've seen how people, like we're not just internet friends. Like we meet up in random ass cities. So and it was cool to be like, okay, these people actually do support me. I'm not out here alone, that type of stuff.
well, that's cool. And Ben has a real quick hitting question, little 10-second pop. What's your go-to breakfast cereal?
It's a tie between cinnamon toast crunch and fruity pebbles.
Lick?
Oh, it's me. I thought you said
Your
mine
go-to
would probably
cereals.
be corn checks. Pretty simple.
And for me, it's life. And James has another question for you. He wants to uh, take you back to high school. You're
Uh-oh.
graduating high school, you're crossing that stage, you're 18 years old, young, dumb, and full of wisdom.
Ah.
You could spend 2 minutes with your 18-year-old self. What would you tell him?
Man, you got to believe in yourself a little bit more. You got to actually have the confidence of the skills that you have. Don't pussyfoot around, fucking attack. Because I was a pussyfooting. Hell, I've quit 2 colleges basically. Like commitment. I get that's what it is. That's what I'm getting at. Like commit to the plan. You know, I lacked a lot of commitment in my younger years, especially with college. It was like fuck it, fuck it, fuck it. Next thing you know, I'm out. I'm out. But I think if I commit to the plan, I think it was what I couldn't do. Because now I'm committed to hella to a lot of goals, and checking them off the list as I go. But back then, it was just like I didn't know the importance of committing to something.
Well, Ben has another part to that. He knew you would probably answer that. He's a psychic in Australia. What are 5 things that you still really want to achieve, either personally or professionally?
Mhm. Climbing up the GS ladder is all definitely interesting to me. I want an area manager wouldn't be a bad idea, maybe a zone director. Because if you play your cards right, I still have enough opportunity to probably pull it off. I took it, man. I took a major step with this California move. I know I've talked about it for like months before, like on the show when it happened and stuff, but this, I've always climbed up the mountain. This one gave me a rocket pack. You know what I'm saying? So I have a good fast track onto where I need to be. But yeah, I would like to attend to WrestleMania. To be honest with you, never have. Uh, a like tour of the Cowboys Stadium. I know this is like crazy stupid shit, but I would really like to get like the VIP tour of the Cowboys Stadium. I think that'd be cool. I know that, oh, it's like a circus. You're like at a zoo if you're a player for the Cowboys. Well, fucking then don't take the money. Go back and go fucking do whatever your dumbass job was before you were a football player. If you don't want to be a Dallas Cowboy, don't put on the star. You have to deal with the shit that happens there. It's a fucking number one sports franchise in the world. In the world, Craig, not just a neighborhood. Deal with it. If you don't want it, see you. That's kind of how I feel about that. You know what happens when you put on that star. But I don't know, man. Obviously see my niece and nephew more. That'd be another thing I want to do. See the fam more. I'm kind of here, there, and everywhere all the time. I've lived on both coasts. They live in the middle. You know what I mean? So it's like see them. I don't know. Meet Stone Cold. I'd probably cry, piss, shit, and come at the same time. But
Oh my God.
I'd love to meet Stone Cold at one point in time. I don't know. I mean, those are all like kind of basic things, but there's some things I want to do.
And Ben is on point with all these follow-ups. He said, on top of that, which wrestler would you want to fight one-on-one with, and who would you want to have a tag team match as your partner?
I would really love to just beat Kevin Owens with a stunner. I think that would be poetic justice because I want to beat Kevin Owens with all the moves that he covers of everybody else's. Boom. I'll put it that way. Tag team.
Yeah.
Because do you like who? Because the question is, who do I want to make the hot tag to? I'll get in there and get my ass beat all day, and then just be like reaching, 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 then do that dive. You know, who do I want to make the hot tag to? Man, Hogan. It has to be Hogan, right? I would love to make the hot tag to Red and Yellow Hogan. Love it. And he just goes there, clotheslines, leg drops, all that shit. I'd love it.
Boom. You're celebrating. Well, Ben's final question is for Slick. Even though it's Ask James Anything, he had a question for you, Slick. Are you ready?
Well, I guess so.
Yeah, he said, is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yes.
And why do you believe that? Obviously, we know your answer, but what makes it a Christmas movie?
Well, first of all, it's during Christmas. I mean, hands down, that's the easiest one to get. But a Christmas movie, I mean, we got Carl Winslow coming in there, getting some Twinkies. He's all by himself, getting Twinkies on Christmas night. And you know what happens? Those two guys give each other the greatest Christmas present of all time. That's what it's about. And they give their self they meet up and they become best buds over a radio. And you know what? And that's before we can see each other on the Zoom calls. So before they can even see each other's faces or anything like that, all they do, they connect and they're like, man, I got your back, buddy. I got you. You know, it's like the ad-free show stuff that y'all talk about. I'm not a part of it. I just get to be, and I'm so glad that James includes me on this bonus stuff, um, because that, like, I don't know. It's like, Christmas is the season of giving and all of that, and gifts. But that was like, think about it. That was kind of like the first true ad-free show right there, if you will. And I'll put that little deal in your mind right there, Coach and James and Ben. Um, yeah, I don't remember. It's Carl and Keyshawn up there. But
Thank you for
that's a
that.
great
Thank
Christmas.
you for
Yeah,
that
I
great
mean,
answer.
They just
transcend.
connect. They just connect, and if it wasn't for them talking to each other, I mean, it just shows the Christmas spirit. It really does.
Okay. Well,
People becoming friends out of nowhere over radio, and then look, yeah, everybody becoming friends over a computer
people
screen
dying.
across the country. Well, not people dying. You can't put it like that. You know, those guys had it coming, though. I'll tell you that.
All right. Well, thank you
That's
for
why
that.
that's why Bruce Willis was there barefoot.
Bam.
You
We
ever
have
walked
a
across grass?
we have another question from Devin. Did you realize
Uh,
WWE didn't have a tribute to the troops this year? Do you think they should have had one still?
I honestly did not realize that until I read that question. And yeah, that's kind of one of the and obviously JBL has been filling in for Bruce Pritchard, and he's one of the big proponents of the you know the tribute to the troops type of thing. I'm kind of surprised they didn't have one. And a little peek in the curtain during the Top Guy Rumble that's coming up in Huntsville. Gary Sinise's rock band, Lieutenant Dan, like his rock band is going to be playing at our base for free. So I'm going to be in Huntsville where there's a free concert of whatever his band's called. But yeah, I think the USO show is definitely a very important thing. And I can't believe they didn't have one. Maybe there's a reason. I'm not really sure. But yeah, like when you hear other people talk about it, especially like JBL, JR, and like, all those people, like that's a big ordeal to go over because there's kids. I mean, there's adults, don't get me wrong, but like, you got to give, like, there's a sliver of normalcy to kind of flush the mind for a second because they're very rudimented in their what they're doing. So it's cool to give them a little break.
Good point.
Agreed. 100% for the truce.
Great.
100%.
Yeah.
Some normalcy. Yeah.
Well, your dad has a unique question here. Randy comes back with a hard hitter. So if you fall out of a plane,
A hard hitter. I know exactly what question this is. And you said a hard hitter.
yeah. So if you fall out of a plane and hit a wind turbine, will it cut you in half?
I'll tell you this
Absolutely.
much. It'll either cut you in half or it'll golf ball your ass right back up to the sky. And I
That's
rest my,
cutting you in half. We're a sack of meat with bones. We're a sack of meat with bones, man.
yeah.
That's all it's doing.
The shotgun splatter.
Yeah, you're done.
That is an
Plus,
inside
if I'm
joke. My
falling
dad
out
is
of if I'm falling out of a plane, I mean, at least I don't have to hit the ground if I hit a wind turbine.
true.
Good
Come
point.
on, Randy.
Like a swinging blade,
Yeah.
bam, and just knocks your ass back like golf shot. Tiger Woods, John Daly, boom.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends where you hit it, but that's a
It's an inside joke,
Yeah.
definitely. I'll tell him. Why don't you just play beer drinking music?
Okay.
yeah. Boom, Randy.
Wait,
And
wait for Huntsville.
the final
Mm.
question of the night is another cowboy question. You
Uh-oh.
know you've been having some issues at the quarterback spot, wasting money on Dak Prescott, throwing millions of good dollars down the drain. Who is now your current starting quarterback who will be going tonight against
Cooper Rush.
Tampa Bay? Okay, and what is your prediction for that? Because the game hasn't begun. What do you
I hate
think?
Baker Mayfield. He's an absolute piece of shit. So it's always go Dallas and fuck Baker Mayfield since his days at OU. He hey, heck of a football player. Whatever. You don't have to like everybody. He can go fuck himself. He's kind of
Okay,
a
so
Yeah,
right now,
I
go run to the
second that
casino.
motion.
Bet
I
Tampa Bay.
second I second James's motion.
Okay, a couple Okies.
No,
Couple
I ain't an
Okies.
Okie. I
now
just
we're
fucking
Texans.
hate Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I thought you were in Oklahoma. My fault. But his question is
No,
this.
I'm fucking from Oklahoma. Fuck that. Get out of here. Fucker.
Um, is Trey Lance going to ever get a shot in Big D?
Yeah, I saw Devin post this question. I don't know, Devin. It's called the fucking preseason. He started every game in the preseason against guys that aren't even on NFL teams right now, and he sucked. Yes, he got a shot. It was called the preseason. He blowed complete dick. You can look up his stats. He was absolute ass. One preseason game, he threw 5 picks. Preseason against guys that are fucking, doing jack shit right now. So yeah, he got a shot. He sucks. He's absolute ass. If y'all want him, take him back. Jerry, make that call. Trade a
Yeah.
fourth rounder for him.
Hey, is it because I just have this to add. Is it because was Trey Lance drafted when Patrick Willis was there? The GOAT?
The GOAT, Patrick Willis.
I'll just add that. Devin.
And for our listeners, in case you didn't know, Devin's favorite football team is the San Francisco 49ers. And a couple years back, they made their first round draft pick, Trey Lance. So in the comments for this show, maybe you can, if you can think of one, I can't really think of a worse first round pick, but if you could think of a worse first round pick besides Trey Lance's pick by the 49ers, put them in the comments. I know there's been plenty of bad ones, but that's got to rank right up there with the worst. And you can see the what that did to the program. Some people blame injuries, but a lot of people blame wasting that first round pick. And where they are right now, I don't think the 49ers will be making the playoffs. Also, if you
Trash.
have any reasons why you think the 49ers aren't making the playoffs, put that in the comments as well.
Also, I'd like to add to that. If y'all would like to dig deeper about Patrick Willis and Devin's relationship, uh, look up when Devin wished him a happy birthday. It's on, it's
The
one of the
Hall
best.
of Famer, the GOAT.
Yeah,
Patrick Willis is the GOAT, the Hall of Famer. He made the Hall of Fame.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
I'm glad he made the Hall of Fame, but Devin's reaction to it makes
He
the
was
Hall of
also
Fame.
very glad Patrick Willis made the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well, it makes the Hall of Fame and everything else go away because it's the best thing.
Bingo. You know what else
Yeah.
is the best thing? This
But
Ask James
Patrick
Luke
Willis.
thing. Was that all the questions, Rosie?
That is all the questions. Just one of the old kickout crew guys we need to mention is Adam from Bama. Much love for all your advances in the refereeing. Your career is blossoming. He's traveling all over to different states, all over the United States. And Adam, I know one day we'll be seeing you on TV. So big ups to you. Everybody in the kickout crew is doing big things. My basketball team's ranked 42nd in the nation. So all of us are blessed. James has his promotion. Devin's going to be a father. Brad's kids are doing great in college, and the dealership's doing great. And Adam is living his dream being a referee.
Yeah, what
And
about Mike? You can't forget Mike. He's
I
cooking
was just going to
something
get
up.
there. I was just getting ready to get there. Mike's got this new podcast in the works, getting ready to be coming out. He's put in years and years in that factory. He's a great father. He's out there slanging that thing and making sure that he's bringing home the goods to his family. He's a good old boy that is good with his meat, if you know what I mean.
Hey,
Oh,
yeah,
you
shit.
know,
Hey,
Coach.
the thing I like about Mike is he's doing like whatever the shit gets put in his front of his face, he does it. Like he just straight up, because he's got the kids. So he's a man and a father, he just does it. Like, I gotta do this. Bam. So shout out Mike for that.
Yeah, cheers to Mike.
Yep. So the Kickout crew is alive and well in all facets of life. And James, I want to thank you for bringing me on, but I'm going to skedaddle back to the locker room. It was a pleasure being on tonight. And if you ever need me in the future, let me know.
Oh, well, hey, keep your DMs open. You know what I'm saying?
Slide on in, big boy.
Hell yeah. Well, hey, appreciate that, Rosie.
Good seeing you guys.
Always.
See you, bud.
Man, so Hey, a little surprise and a little assist, you know. Shout out to Rosie for that.
Yeah,
Um,
sure.
you know, man, it felt good to get back in the swing of things again. I know I'm not
Mhm.
much of a me person, but I feel like since I like bearing the weight of a lot of the KOC name on said shoulders, and I know the homies are out there, but there's gonna be there's gonna be progression forward, obviously. I know it's been a little bit, but I've been busy, man. The holidays, I work in retail, bro. I work at a grocery store in the holidays, so there has been some downsides, but definitely 2025 got a little few tricks up the sleeve. Some would say me and Jesse may become alive here in the a little bit,
Yeah.
you know, but Jesse hates robots, so I digress. But
Yeah.
no, I
AI,
right,
not
but no,
my
I
thing.
think
There's one robot that captures my heart, but that's about it.
right, and you'll hear about that in the future.
Hmm.
But yeah, man, the Ask James Anything, I guess, great success in my opinion. I didn't think I'd get one question. I got a couple. Thank you to everybody that asked. I really don't like talking about myself, but I figured it'd kind of be a fun thing to do, kind of get the swing back into things, you know? So,
Yeah, there's a few I can't really like. I can't
yeah, yeah.
answer, but just because it's here and there. It's not like I'm not a wrestling fan or anything. I'm just, eh, I'm not as well versed as a lot of people
Yeah.
are in the knowledge about wrestling. So sometimes I get kind of lost with that stuff, but um, not that I'm not listening or not trying, but I just get, gotta watch some things and.
Yeah, there were a couple questions. I know you have no idea what the fuck it was, which,
Well, I mean, I kind of did, but I was like, yeah, this is not even really my spot to answer, and I mean anything. So I'll just let
yeah.
James just have it.
I
So
will say, as we're winding down, and while I do have this little platform, I guess, it's like a spirit of James. Um, I do want to mention a lot of not a lot of things, but a couple things. Man, I really don't talk shit, or I'm not spewing bullshit when I talk about I want people to uplift and like help and be better and do better. Like that's a real ass thing. Because there was a time, and I look back at a lot of my Facebook statuses and stuff of that, and I'm like, man, like you can do the woe is me thing for so long, but sometimes you just gotta grab life by the balls and fucking go for it. So obviously times are tough for people, and I'm not saying they aren't, but man, like you just have to just attack them. Like you gotta conquer them. Because now I used to look at things as like weighing on top of me. Now I look at them as like, well, gotta deal with this. How am I gonna deal with it? How am I gonna get through it? When I used to just like, whoa, like let it pile on top of me, like it, falls over on you, weighs you down. Now I'm just like, well, okay, this is what's happening. How do I deal with it? How do I get over? Like, how do I conquer it? Because do you control it or does it control you? Like, that's kind of if we're doing a little James thing. I want James to be able to at least tell the people because every single person that has listened to the show, every single person I've met, like through all these like acquaintances and everything, the wrestling friends, the AFS friends, it's had a good positive impact. And half of it could have been like, oh, I just met you, so I'm going to be nice and cordial because everybody does that when you meet people. But the fact that, I mean, it's been like 4 years of AFS, like I know these people, I know them, like, and I'm telling you, man, a little bit of support can go a long way. So try to be nice to people. If they, this is gonna be fucked up to say, but if you see signs of promise, like be nice to like, hey, they're in a tough spot right now, but I know they're trying to get better. Give those people encouragement because they need them. You know what I mean? Like No one ever hears that. You never hear that when you need it. So always there's videos out there about like men never get compliments, and as a man I can speak, we really don't. But that's neither here nor there. The fact is, like if you see somebody actively trying to be better, give them a little hey, you're doing good. Like, hey, I see you. You know, like something like that. That could change their life, you know? Because it means that it's not all for naught. You know, it has meaning. The way they're trying to better themselves has a purpose. So I don't know. I just really wanted to take some time to, because if it's an Ask James anything, James has to say some things. And I really truly believe that a lot of people possess the power to change themselves. Because I was a piece of shit for a long time. But I hunkered down on what, you know, I could do. And you know, you can kind of figure it's like a little puzzle. You know, you can kind of figure out like, and you're gonna stumble and fall. That happens. Obviously, that happens. Not everything's gonna be honky dory, but as long as you don't stumble and fall and then trip and then fall and then trip, like no, you stumble and fall and you get the fuck right back up. You know, you kick out at two. Oh, that didn't see. It's a learning thing. Oh, that didn't work. That sucked. That's stumbled and fall. Well, on to the next. You know, so I'm going to do that. But the knowledge of the failure helps with the knowledge of the next task. You know, you gotta, you know, think about the past, but also apply it to think about the future. So if you
Yeah.
stumble and fall, tough shit. Everybody does. Like, is that gonna bury you? Are you gonna control it, or is it gonna control you? Oh, I failed at this. Oh, and then things fall on you. No, stop that. That's why that to me, that's what the kick out crew means. When everything falls to ass, when everything turns to complete shit, we kick out at two. You ain't gonna conquer me. Fuck that. You know? You're gonna let that thing beat you down as a person. You're gonna let that thing win. You're not gonna fight it. You're not gonna fucking figure it out. You're just gonna succumb to the pressure. What? That's not the kick out crew spirit. That's not your show. Motherfucker, life is your show. So get the fuck out there and live it. You know? Oh, I got all these hardships. Granted. But guess what? All you gotta do is concentrate on what you can accomplish. Because if you just succumb to all the pressure, you're gonna get crushed. But if you focus on, let's say you have a big list of problems, focus on the little ones you can conquer, and the next thing you know, you're just checking those off the list. You're swiping them off. You know, technology swipe shit. You're swiping them off. And the next thing you know, that list gets a little shorter, doesn't it? And then you're making progress. So mentally, you're like, hey, I'm doing it. Hey, I'm doing it. And guess what? If you believe in yourself, there ain't no stopping you. If you check one thing off the list, you have the faith and the power to believe, I'm gonna check every fucking one of these off this list. And guess what? You can. Just gotta stay committed and you know true to it. I don't know, man. It's life's a beautiful thing, man. I've been on a pretty good kick these past couple of years, and I ain't stopping for nothing. And I want you motherfuckers to be there too. You know, Jesse, you got anything to add? Kind of get myself hyped. You know.
Yeah, no, man, you said it all. Like, that's enough said.
Life's worth living, man. So let's live it.
Absolutely.
I'm wrapping it up because, I mean, would life be as beautiful if you weren't in it? I don't think so. So, whenever life gets you down and when you feel like nobody's on your side, remember, you have your own show. I mean, it's your show. So, the show don't go on without you in it. We ain't recasting nobody. We're sticking to the basics. You know, it's your show. So be good, do good, and hey, please be here when we need you. Cause life ain't life. You can't be what the fuck am I trying to say? You can't be present in all these awesome events if you're not here with us. So when life gets you down, you kick the absolute fuck out of it at two. You look it straight in the eye, you wipe off and you're just like, one more round, you know? Because never back down for anything. You have the power to change your life, you know? And if you don't believe that, my DMs are wide open. James L. Cora. Names on the screen, names on the shit everywhere. But yeah. I'm good with it, Jesse. You good?
Absolutely, bro. You said it all.
Fucking love each and every one of you. We got some things coming in the next few weeks, so we'll see you soon. And hey, always remember, it's your show. Thank you for being here. We're gonna see you again. Peace.